Hello, this is Jethro Mwanza from Zono Academy, and today we will be looking at radian measure. Radian measure is a topic under trigonometry, and in this topic we are going to mainly focus on how we will convert from degree measure to radian measure. So degree measure, I think it's a measurement that we are familiar with. If you have learned angles before or you've studied angles before, I think most of the presentation that was given, it was in degree measurement. But today we're going to look at another type of measure, which is radian measure. And to start with, we first of all start by understanding what exactly is radian measure. And the simple definition could be radian measure is the ratio of the length of a circular arc A to the radius of the arc R. In simple terms, if you have a circle, like this, don't mind my circle. Let me use a color that's more prominent. And then this circle has the radius R, or it subtends an angle there, theta, and has the radius R there. And we have A, which is our arc length. We have our arc length there. So we are defining radian measure as the ratio of a circular arc A to the radius of the circle R. So this ratio is equating to the angle theta, like this. So that's our definition of radian measure. To illustrate this, if we had our arc there, let me bring it here. So we have radius A and radius there. So if we had our R equal to 2 and we had our arc length equal to say 10, then this angle here theta will be equal to, remember we said A over R, so this will equate to 10 over 2, then this is equal to 5. So this is in radian, 5 rad if you wish. Okay, so if we wanted to find the value of 1 rad, the beauty of finding the value of 1 rad is that it makes it easy for us to convert. It makes it easy for us to convert to other units. If we find out what 1 rad is equal to, it will then be easy for us to also know its measurement or its equivalence in degrees. Therefore, it will be easier to find out the other units. So we're trying to standardize to find out how much is 1 rad. So if you can see from this, you'll notice that since it's a ratio, it simply means that when the arc length is equal to the radius, then we are going to have 1 rad. So in short, if say our radius in this case was 5 and our arc length was also 5, it simply means that when we find the ratio of A over R, this will be equal to 5 over 5, which will give us 1 rad. So you can have any values. If R, for example, was 10 and A was equal to 10, it's going to give us 1 rad. So the basic principle being, when the arc length is equal to the radius, it simply means we are going to have 1 rad. So to put this in better perspective, or to illustrate this, we have this here. So as we can see here, if this arc length is equal to, if this arc length is equal to this radius, then we're going to have 1 radian. And all this is coming from the formula that we had described here, this formula here, where theta is equal to A over R, like that. So since this is a measurement that can be measured, a graph was drawn to find out the exact values of the radian measure, and it was found that after calculating, it was found that 1 radian or 1 rad is equal to or equivalent to 180 degrees 180 degrees over pi. And when this angle was measured, was measured, it was discovered that it was approximately it is approximately equal to 57.3 degrees. It's equal to 57.3 degrees. And then also 1 degree, if we calculate for 1 degree, we find that this is equal to pi over 180 degrees, like that. And then this is approximately 0.0175 rad, like that. Okay, so let's dwell a bit more on the formula so that we have a standard formula that we can use for our conversion. So remember, we have said that 1 rad or 1 radian is equal to 180 degrees over pi. So we know that we can cross multiply here, and when we cross multiply, we'll have pi rad equal to 180 degrees, like that. We have that conversion. So this is the very conversion that we are going to use as our standard conversion whenever we are faced with a problem. So let's look at 1 or 2 examples to better understand this. So if we've been asked to convert, say, pi over 3, we've been asked to convert pi over 3 from radian to degrees. So we know that our conversion ratio, or what we are using to convert, is pi rad equal to 180 degrees. What about pi over 3 rad? What will be the equivalence? What will be the equivalence in terms of degrees? So we cross multiply there. We're going to have x is equal to, so that will be pi over 3 times 180 degrees, and then this we divide by pi, like that. So this will simplify to 60 pi over pi. Then this is going to be equal to 60 degrees, like that. So that's one example. This is one example. We look at another example. Say, for example, you've been asked to convert. Let's look at a different fraction. Let's say you've been asked to convert 7 pi over 12 rads, like that. So we know that our conversion, of course, is that pi is equivalent to 180 degrees. What about 7 pi over 12 is equal to x? So cross multiply. So x will equal to 7 over pi over 12 there, times 180 degrees. Let me write that properly. 180 degrees, and then this over pi. So this will equal to, so 12 there. When we divide 12 into 180, we know that 180 divided by 12 gives us 15. Then 7 multiplied by 15 will give us 105. So 105 pi, then over pi there. So this is simply equal to 105 degrees, like that. Let's look at the last example, and then afterwards I will show you a shortcut. I'll show you another method, if I should say. So our last example, we are converting 5 pi over 6. So this is radian. So this will have pi equal to 180 degrees. And then we have 5 pi over 6 equal to x. So x is equal to, we'll have 5 pi over 6 times 180 degrees. Then this will be over pi like that. So 6 there is 1. Then 6 into 180 is 30. So we'll have 5 by 30 gives us 150. So that will be 150 pi over pi. Then that is equal to 150 degrees. Okay. So now let's look at another way in which we can solve these equations. So another way we can solve these questions is we can use substitution method. What I would like to call substitution method. So let me first of all write our conversion. So remember, we said that pi rad is equal to 180 degrees. So an easier way of going about this is by substituting. So anywhere where there's pi rad, we can substitute with 180 degrees. Since pi rad is equal to 180 degrees, we can simply substitute. So before you substitute, you can just make a statement. You can say since pi rad is equal to 180 degrees, then this one, or let me just write it here. Then pi over 3, then this pi rad over 3 is equal to 180 degrees over 3, so that simply equates to 60 degrees. So it saves you the whole cross multiplication trouble. So it's the same thing. It's the same thing with these others. So we can say since pi is equal to 180 degrees, then 7 pi over 12 rad is equal to 7. Then where there is pi, we put 180 degrees like that. And then we say over 12. So when we divide, 12 there is 1. Then 12 into 180 is 15. Then this will equate to 105 degrees like that. So this one is simpler and it's faster if you've noticed. So it's the same thing here. We can say pi, we can say since pi is equal to 180 degrees, then 5 pi over 6 rad is equal to 5. Then pi rad, that is equal to 180. So this divides by 6 like that. Okay, let me continue writing there. Sorry, my work is a bit messy. So 6 there is 1. Then 6 into 180 is 30. So 5 times 30 gives us 150 degrees like that. So if your lecturer prefers you to use this method, then you can use this method, and only use this method when you want to prove your answer. You can only use that method when you want to prove your answer. But otherwise, if your lecturer is okay with both methods, I think both methods can be used. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the other lecture.